All right, then, lads. Welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Now, we are back with the final day, final coverage. Arsenal take on Everton, Norwich City take on Tottenham Hotspur. Of course, I do not have much interest in the title race as a footballing person. I do, but right here, right now, those are the two games we're gonna be looking at. It's the only hope that Arsenal can go back to the UEFA Champions League. It is still alive, and Mikel Arteta, as he said during the midweek, we all back Norwich today. We are all behind Norwich City, and we will be supporting Norwich City. We'll be cheering them in just 1 hour and 18 minutes. All games will be underway and we will be cheering Norwich City. However, before we cheer Norwich City, before we get into Norwich City and how they could beat Tottenham Hotspur, we'll talk about that. Arsenal have a job to do, a massive job to do, a big job to do for us at the Emirates Stadium as we take on triumphant Everton, as we take on an Everton side that have actually finished their business end of the season. They've done it. They have stayed up. And now it is our time to show the same character and also pray that Tottenham Hotspur, whatever happens, they do not get any positive result from Norwich City at the Carrow Road. Do me a huge favor, hit the like button, but because what I want from you today, lads, is do you believe we can go through? Do you believe? Let me know in the comment section. Forget about the like button on this video. It's okay, but can we go through? We need to have this discussion because this is the last time we will be having this discussion. Will Arsenal finally go back to the UEFA Champions League after a period of 6 years when we went there with Arsene Wenger? In the post-Wenger era, we have not been there. We have been this close, and this season we are also this close. Will we really go back? Will we, with the song "We Got Super Mika Teta"? He's got exactly what we need. Kieran at the back, Gabby in attack, Arsenal on the way to Champions League. Is this the day when we sing that song? Is this the day when we confirm that that song really means something? Because it took me some time to learn that song, and I learned it. And I learned it, and I know it. And even next season, I will sing the same song. But of course, lads, let me know whether you feel we will beat Everton. We're going to be running through both games. I'm going to be giving you the team news. I'm going to be giving you the lineups. It's going to be a balanced show to try and make sure that Arsenal and Spurs, both games are covered here on Cossy's Arsenal podcast as we run into the final day of the season. Let's start off with the Arsenal game. We take on Everton. It's our last game. We expect Arsenal to put on the new home kit, not this one. This is the old home kit we've been using this season. So the home kit for next season is supposed to be officially unveiled today. Of course, we expect our players to be putting on. It was unveiled already. We've seen it. So we expect players to be putting it on, in this game. So if you see a jersey, a badge, a jersey, a kit that you really do not understand, do not get offended. It is the Arsenal new kit. So now to run through this game, I think Arsenal know look, Arsenal Spurs. We all know that this is the most important game of the season. Forget the North London derby that Arsenal lost. Forget whichever games that Arsenal played and lost against Spurs, and whichever games Spurs has played this season. This is the most important game of the season. You can look at the table right there, and it shows the points very, very well. I hope all of you can see it. Arsenal sitting in fifth. We have 66 points collected so far this campaign from 37 games. Everyone on the table has played 37. One more game to go. And so you look at Arsenal having 66 points. I'm excited. So forgive my voice. I'm a little bit excited and also very in a panic mode, right? So we've lost our last two games, and that is the reason as to why we come into this game in a very, very bad position. If we had picked up one more point, at least 1 point, from each of the last two games, we would be in a very, very different position. But of course, it is not over until it's over. So the table shows you there. Spurs are sitting in fourth on the table. Spurs have 68 points collected this campaign. There is a chance that Spurs will have the same number of points as Chelsea this season if Chelsea fail to win and Spurs beat Norwich City. But of course, that is not a point to talk about today. The point is, can Spurs fail to win and Arsenal to win? So to do for you the mathematics as we start the show, there is only one result that works for Arsenal today. There is only one result. There is no other. And that result is Spurs losing to Norwich City. We do not care about the margin. Because if the margin is going to count, then Spurs will need to lose about 10-0, and Arsenal will have to win about, I think, 7-0 or 9-0, which is in reality impossible. So the possibility and the only possible things that we can talk about here is Spurs losing to Norwich City, probably by 1-0 or 2-1. We'll get into their game, and Arsenal winning. This is a do or die game. Arsenal cannot mess up in this one. We have to do our part of the. We have to do our own part of the job so that Spurs can also feel the pressure, because Spurs will come into this game with some bit of pressure. Although, as you can look at the table, Norwich City do not have a win in their last 5 games. They have only picked up 1 point, only 1 point. The rest are losses. They almost have a very similar and identical record to Watford and Leeds. The only difference is that Leeds and Burnley are in the survival race, and Norwich City and Watford are not. But if you look at our opponent, this is why I've turned to this page of the table. If you look at our opponent, that is Everton. Everton easily, and I'll say this, Everton easily can let us win this game, because they are tired and they have nothing to play for. If they win this game, the best they can finish is 15th. That is, if they win this game and Southampton fail to win theirs. They played a game in midweek against Crystal Palace, and they absolutely performed magic. Frank Lampard, the hero there at Goodson Park. They were at home. So they come into this game looking for nothing. This is a game where Arsenal, look, I think this is a better game than the Newcastle game. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why I think it's a better game. The Newcastle game, for me, it came at a time when Newcastle were too good, right? And don't get me wrong, we were on a decline. After losing that Spurs game, we were on a decline. But Newcastle are on the rise. They were too good. It came at a time when Arsenal needed a softer game, and Newcastle were never going to give us a softer game. And I know we really performed shit. We were really, we were not up to task, honestly. But honestly, that game was not an easy one. Now, this is why I'm saying that the Everton game is a must-win. It's not a must-win. It's a free hit. Go out there. You're at home at the Emirates Stadium. Bang Everton. I want to see 3-0. I want to see 3-1. I want to see 4-0. I want to see 4-1. I want to see any kind of scoreline that makes sure that Arsenal have won this game convincingly. It's a game that we're going to come into without any kind of pressure. And I'll show you that. I'll try to show you more of the details on the scoreboard. But we come into this game without much pressure, honestly. Where is the pressure coming from, right? Because we know winning is the only result that we can take. So if we are under pressure, let us throw everything at this game. So for me, there is no excuse for Arsenal to fail to beat Everton. So that is how the table looks like before the game starts. All right. So I'm going to take you back to the most important point to pick out in this game. Obviously, they are always there, right? They're always there. And point number one: Arsenal have lost their 3 Premier League games against Everton. As many as they had, as many as they had lost in their previous 26, winning 16 and drawing 7. Only once have they lost 4 in a row against the Toffees in the league competition, doing so between 1922 and April 1924. So our head-to-head against Everton is not the best at the moment, lads. Yeah, our head-to-head against Everton is not the best. 3 of our last encounters have all been losses, right? But that really doesn't mean, I mean, our head-to-head in the last 5 games is not good, but that really doesn't mean that we've not beaten Everton convincingly over the years. Because before the 3 losses that we've conceded to them, we had only lost 3 times to them in 26 league games. That shows you that we've been always better than them, right? We've always been better than them. Point number 2: Everton won this exact fixture last season, ending a 24-game winless run against Arsenal in the league. They won consecutive league visit. They last won consecutive league visits against Arsenal in 1987. So they have not beaten us back to back when it comes to visiting us. However, the last time they came to the Emirates in the league, it was last season. We lost that game. Okay. Point number 3. This is the last time Arsenal and Everton have met. This is the 3rd time. Sorry, I didn't say last time. This is the 3rd time Arsenal and Everton have met on the final day of the Premier League. While the Gunners winning the previous two 4-3 in 2021 and 3-1 in 2001, sorry, and 3-1 in 2016-17. Okay, so this is that time we are playing Everton on deadline day, and we have beaten them on the previous occasions. 16, it was 3-1, and then 2001, 2002, we beat them 4-3. So we have not lost, and we have not failed to beat Everton on deadline day. Arsenal are unbeaten in their final league final league game in each of the last 16 seasons. We have won 14 and drawn 2, winning the last 10 in a row. When finishing a league season at home, the Gunners have won each of their last 12 games since a 3-1 defeat to Tottenham. Don't say that. Since a 3-1 defeat to Tottenham Hotspur in 1992. So, look, no one doesn't know this. Under Arsene Wenger, this is one of the records that we actually put up. Arsenal is a deadly team when it comes to finishing the season. It is a deadly team, and you can see in the last 16, league finishes, we have won 14 of them and drawn 2. However, the last 12 home leagues to finish the season, we have won all of them. And we have won the last 10 games back to back. So in the last 10, we've not failed to win. Okay? We last failed to win a home game on the final day at home. That was in 1992 when we were playing Spurs. Everton have lost their final league game in 4 of their last 5 seasons, drawing 1, conceding at least 3 goals in each defeat. Okay, interesting. So Everton, in their last 5 seasons, they have lost 4 final games. That is interesting. That is absolutely very, very interesting. So you can see right there, lads, that if you talk about the insights, if you're talking about what this game could be, it is in our favor. Although we have not beaten Everton in 3 of our last 3 appearances, but if you stretch back and you look at the 26 games before that, we had only lost to Everton 3 times in 26 games. That is a lot. That is really, really a lot. And they have not beaten us at home back to back in the league in very, very many years. So Arsenal, for me, we've got to go and we need to get this done. We really, really need to get this done. There is no point in there is no point in making excuses. There is no point. So I'm gonna show you how these two teams could be setting up, and of course the final teams are coming up just in a minute. So do not worry about that. Right. So this is what we expect to see. Aaron Ramsdale should be in goal for Arsenal. Cedric Soares, Ben White, Gabriel Magalhaes, Nuno Tavares, Granit Xhaka, Mohamed Elneny, Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard, and Gabriel Martinelli. Edward Nketiah will be leading the line in that 4-2-3-1 formation. For Everton, they predominantly line up in a 4-3-3 under Frank Lampard. So you expect Pickford to be in goal. Vitality Mikolenko, one of the really, really outstanding performers there for them. Ben Godfrey, Michael Keane, and John Joe Kenny. In that back 4, Tom Davis, Alan, and Dele Alli in midfield. Alex Iwobi, Demarai Gray, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Of course, I will not be surprised if we see any kind of changes. Probably we might see Abdoulaye Doucouré in the team. For Arsenal, I don't think we'll see many changes, but if the changes are there, then I'll be definitely letting you know of who has started where and who has not, and who has been actually dropped to the bench. So let me know your predictions and let me know what you think about this game. It's a huge game for Arsenal. It means everything for me. It really means everything. Even if we do not go to the UEFA Champions League, but we win this game, I mean, it will not be a very, very bad ending of the season. You go back to the Europa League. I mean, not many Arsenal fans want to go back to the Europa League, but we go back to the Europa League and, we win our last game of the season. That is a very, very good starting point next season. Spurs going to the UEFA Champions League. And it says with or without UCL, I think Arsenal still have done well. If we will check how they started the season. Then it says, hi, Cossy, Arsenal win back into 4. Maurice K says, all the best for Arsenal. Suleiman the Crazy says, Arsenal are now on the fence of relying on Norwich. Yeah, I mean, that's where we are. Honestly, that is where we are. Come on, you Spurs. I can see you lads in the Spurs fans in the comment section. Davidson says, Norwich will be 2-0 up at half time. They'll have nothing to lose and something to prove. Malif, Malif, is it Malif? A big up to you, Maurice K. Good afternoon, Cossy. How are you doing, Maurice K from Celarion? Big much love to Celarion. Osman, good luck to Arsenal. Stephen says, good afternoon, Cossy. Like the way you analyze the game. Adrian says, good afternoon, Cossy. Eboso says, hi, brother. And Anu and Peter as well in the chat. So give me your predictions, lads. Give me your predictions. Like I said, I'm going to be running through both games. So what I want to dive into right now is the Spurs game. Before we get into how to beat Everton, I would love to look at how to beat Everton after looking at the lineups. After looking at the official lineups, all right? So that is when I will talk about how to beat Everton, because we definitely need to talk about that. But at the moment, the lineups will be coming out in almost, I think, one minute or so. So let's talk about Tottenham Hotspur and Norwich City. Now, this looks a very, very easy game. And indeed, on paper and in reality, it is a very, very easy game for Spurs. But that is why we love football, isn't it? There is always that pocket for jeopardy. There is always that small pocket for jeopardy. And the reason as to why we are all against these billions of money being, splashed onto football is because at times it kills the jeopardy, right? I mean, you want to have some room where Toulouse beats Paris Saint-Germain. You want to have some pocket where Norwich beats Tottenham Hotspur, and it destabilizes, it causes some shake up in the top four race, right? For example, today, if Aston Villa perform magic, you could say Liverpool win the title. I mean, that is what we want to see. It's football. So Norwich take on Spurs in a game that looks very, very comfortable. Very, very comfortable. Let's run there. Let's run down to Carrow Road. Let's run down to Carrow Road and see what exactly could Norwich City do for Arsenal Football Club. Because I think Norwich, whatever they do, it's gonna be for Arsenal Football Club, right? They've already been relegated, and they have nothing to lose and to prove. But listen, now many people are gonna say this is a game where Spurs, are going to win by a big margin. Honestly, if I'm going to predict the game, I might even say Spurs 4, Norwich 1, Spurs 4, Norwich 0, right? But I'm not going to say that. I think it's a game where Spurs will have to work. Honestly, my problem with Norwich City has been conceding very, very many goals. That is my problem. And with Spurs, the only way to stop them is by making sure that you do not concede many. Let's look here. They have conceded 79 goals. For Christ's sake, who concedes that many? They have conceded 79 goals. There is no other team apart from Leeds United. Leeds United actually have conceded 78. So Norwich City have conceded more goals than any other team in the Premier League. It's ridiculous, honestly. It's absolutely ridiculous. And, it's very ridiculous, not for Norwich, but for Arsenal, that we are relying on a team like this. But listen, so if you look at how many games they've won, here, won and lost. Okay. Let's say they've won 5. They've won 5 and lost 25. They've lost 25 games and only won 5. So, look, it's so hard to believe in them. And I think with Norwich City, the problem with them is that they're not in a relegation, fight. They have already succumbed to the cancer of relegation, right? So they have already succumbed to it. They are not in the relegation fight. If they were in the relegation fight, it would have been a little bit better. But they are not in the relegation fight. The best they can do is finish 19th, probably. And I think they can't. Can they finish 19th? They cannot even finish 19th, because if you look at this goal difference here, it's ridiculous. They cannot even finish 19th. So they have nothing to play for, which could be a very, very big danger for Tottenham Hotspur. Which could be a very, very big danger for Tottenham Hotspur. Right. So let's get into it. The lineups are out for these two clubs. So just allow me share the lineups for these two clubs so that we run through the game their game for once and for all, and then we can get back to the Arsenal game and the predictions. In goal, Tim Krul will be in there. I trust the goalkeeper, Max Aarons. They'll be playing Max Aarons, Hanley, Brahim, and Giannolis. In the midfield pivot, you'll have Norman and Sonsen. Then they'll have they have Dowell, they have Liz Moliu and Rashika, led by Timo Pukki. Timo Pukki this season has scored for them 8 goals. He's their top scorer. And one of the players that you think that, look, as Arsenal fans, we've got to pray. I don't know if we have given him a phone call, but if we have not, we should have, is Timo Pukki. Because Pukki is one player that always sees that they score. When they score, it is always Timo Pukki, right? So that is how they've lined up. Spurs on the other side, they've also gone for a very, very similar lineup to what they've been using on a daily basis. Hugo Lloris is in goal. Davis, Dyer, Sanchez in a back three. And of course, in that midfield five, you have Rodrigo Bentancur, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, Ryan Sessegnon, Emerson, Dejan Kulusevski, Hugh Min Song, who could be fighting, who could be fighting for the golden boot, by the way, because it's one goal behind Mo Salah. So if Son scores a brace and Salah doesn't score, you highly anticipate that he will win the golden boot. And of course, the man himself, Harry Kane, for Spurs. That is how they're lining up. Now, to be honest, lads, to be honest, if you want me to be honest with you, my prediction in this game is Spurs 3, Norwich 0. Spurs 4, Norwich 0. But we have reached a situation where that doesn't help. So we've got now to believe that Norwich City can get a result against Spurs, which is so hard, right? Which is very, very hard. And why it is so hard for me is because Norwich City defensively are a shambles, right? And their midfield does not hold any water. Because with Spurs, the problem with Spurs is that they are not, they don't need to win the midfield battle to score 5 against you. They just need to play that ball over the top. They just need to play that ball, in behind your defense, and you'll concede baskets and baskets of goals. So the midfield, whether it's gonna stand its ground or not, I don't think it will help. I really do not think it will help. So it's a game that Spurs are really going to dominate. If Norwich can sit in a structure, just sit in a structure and make sure, because the first mission for Norwich is not to concede. The second mission is not to lose. The third mission is to win the game. That is a lot. Yeah, that is a lot to ask of Norwich, and so selfish of Arsenal fans to ask of Norwich, including me, when we failed to do any of those against Spurs. Conceding, we conceded. Losing, we lost. Winning, we did not win. All those 3 missions, like we've put them, Arsenal did not bother to fulfill any. So it will be a little bit. It will be a little bit unfair for me. Unfair to ask Norwich City to, go and get us that result. But regardless, they are the ones we have, right? They're the ones we have. This is how Arsenal have lined up. And Everton, I need your reactions to the lineup. Ramsdale is in goal. Rob Holding, surprisingly, is back in with Gabriel Magalhaes. Nuno Tavares plays on the left, and on the right is Cedric Soares. Mohamed Elneny, Granit Xhaka in that midfield. Odegaard, Martinelli, Saka, and Eddie Nketiah up top. I think that lineup is okay. I think the lineup is okay because the difference between Ben White, who is not fit, and a Rob Holding, who is fit, is look, I prefer Ben. I love Ben because with Ben White in the team, I feel secure. But it is Rob Holding who has started for us. Interesting. Pickford is not in goal. They have played Asmil Begovic, Mason Holgate, Keane, and Braithwaite in the back 3. In midfield, they played Davis and Abdoulaye Doucouré. I think this Jonjo Kenny and Alex Iwobi will be playing, out wide. Dele Alli and Gray will be assisting Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That system is a 3-4-2-1 system, right? It's a hard one to try. You can see what they've tried to do, right? You can see what they've tried to do. and we're going to run through these games. We're going to run through both games, but we're going to start off with the Arsenal game. So this is how the two teams have decided to line up. I mean, let me know what you think about our lineup. Are you okay with Rob Holding starting? The rest of the team, I think it's the usual. Yeah, I think it's the usual. But are you okay with Rob Holding starting? Starting in there, and that takes us to our very, very big tactical board. I love the tactical board, honestly. I love it. It just allows me to express my feelings and try to show what I feel and how I feel we should be attacking the game. So I think the way I set it up is the way Mikel has gone. We're having Xhaka. We're having a pivot here of two. Martin Odegaard will be in between them as the number 10, Edin Ketia as the number 9, Gabriel Martinelli around here, and Saka around here. And with Everton, they have surprised us. They played a back three, so you have three at the back. It is not as we as I had. It's not a 4-3-3 as I had anticipated. So they're playing a 4 in a midfield, and I know what Frank Lampard is trying to do there. You can't blame him, right? So play the 4, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin will be the only player up front. You'll have Dele Alli. We'll have Dele Alli and Demarai Gray as well. So, look, this is going to be harder than I expected, honestly, right? This is going to be harder than I expected because, look, Everton have come in this game known to lose. And I'll repeat that. If you look at their structure, they've come into this game known to lose. Their goalkeeper is shot 15. Right? We could just do that. So they've come into this game not to lose. You look at their setup. That is not a setup that is going to attack the game, but that is not a setup that allows you peruse through. Right? It's not that setup. Look, let's go back here and look at them. Right. So they're playing Iwobi, Davis, Doucouré, and Dele Alli. Those are 4 midfielders. Demarai Gray will be providing the pace, the pace, and of course, in terms of the hold-up play, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Of course, Calvert-Lewin is also a very, very quick play. Can be quick. He's not a very, very slow player. So I think it's going to be more of soak up the pressure that is being provided by Arsenal and then run. Run at them, play that ball over the top, play that ball in behind and run. And of course, we know that in terms of doing that, they have this man here. I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this because I need Demarai Gray here, right? I need Demarai Gray here. And Dele Alli can drop. I think Dele Alli will be really dropping into the midfield lots of the time. And Demarai Gray is going to be playing a little bit higher up the pitch. Of course, I know he's going to be coming back to help out, Iwobi in terms of pressing. In terms of pressing. But I expect his average position. I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin will be around here, just in front of this load block, right? In front of this block, and then you expect Demarai Gray to be a little bit high up the pitch, and the reason as to why he's done that, Frank Lampard, he has nothing to go for in this game. So the fans would be really, really mad at him for just saying, I'm going to go and throw everything. I'm going to go and throw everything, at this game. The fans would be absolutely mad at him. So I think, what he has set out to do, and that is very, very, very smart of him. He says, let us sit back. Arsenal will come. Arsenal will bring the ball to us. And when Arsenal come in our own half, and they are here, we can easily pick up the ball and play it in behind. Then we can get Demarai Gray on the ball. Of course, we know Demarai Gray can get to the ball and carry it into the penalty area. You also have the support of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and predominantly, I think what they will do is they'll get this ball, they'll get the ball and they'll get the ball and they'll try to play it in Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Of course, what Calvert-Lewin allows you to do is he allows Demarai Gray to make this run. He allows Dele Alli to make this run as well. And then he can either keep this ball just around there for anyone to pick up. For example, Davis to pick up, or Abdoulaye Doucouré to come and get on it. Or he's very, very quick as a player. He can turn with it, or he can play that ball in these channels created by Demarai Gray and Dele Alli. So it's going to be a difficult game than I expected. I actually had expected that Arsenal would get an easy ride. I mean, I was wrong to think so, right? But I had expected that Arsenal would get an easy ride from Everton. That is what I had expected, because look, they have nothing to play for. So I thought they were going to throw everything at this game and try to probably give another win to their fans. But that is not what Frank Lampard has done. Smart manager. That's a smart move. So they're going to sit in a low block. They're going to sit in a shape. At times they'll have some spells of possession, but they will be happy to sit back and utilize the width that will be provided by Demarai Gray and also the pace that will be provided by Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Something that I'm really, really scared of now. Now, how do we beat them? That is the question. There are two things that you can always do to beat them. Number one, you need technical players. You need players that can create a difference, because this is going to be, actually, if you look at their back three, it has high chances that when we are pressing them, it becomes a back five, because you're gonna have Kenny dropping back, Braithwaite closing in, and then it will be dropping back as well, right? So they will be playing a back five, and now that leaves them with only Dominic Calvert-Lewin up front, and Doucouré will be dropping back, Davis will be dropping back, Dele Alli will be dropping back, right? To shield the back five. And of course, Demarai Gray is not special. He'll be dropping back, but in that shape where he's allowed to be a little bit high up the pitch, just to be a little bit advanced. Let me change the color here. Okay. So that's it. So one of the ways we beat them, if they're gonna sit in this structure, it is very, very hard to beat them, right? Especially if you have Xhaka and Mohamed Elneny, because with Xhaka and Mohamed Elneny, literally for them, what they do is pass the ball around sideways, sideways, sideways. That doesn't help in this kind of game, because you'll be playing in Frank Lampard's hands. He wants you to pass the ball sideways, sideways, sideways until it is 90 minutes and it is 0-0. We cannot afford to get out of this game 0-0. So passing is not going to work. The only way passing works is if Eddie Nketiah is going to be very, very smart to beat this line of five, and make sure that he keeps himself onside, just onside. Right? He has to make sure that he keeps himself onside, because Odegaard then gets the opportunity to be playing in those balls. Let me try to find the right material. Here we are. So Odegaard has the ability to be playing for you those balls, right? But Eddie Nketiah has to be super quick and super smart, because the moment he gets into the penalty area, you're gonna have two players already blocking him off, right? Already two players, blocking him off. That is, so it's got to be either very quick or very, very smart. I don't think Eddie Nketiah is very, very smart. He can be quick, but I don't think he's very, very smart. But that is one of the ways we are going to use to create chances. That is the usual way, right? Through Martin Odegaard. Now, the other way we can use to get to them and score, or definitely beat them is through Gabriel Martinelli and Saka. And this is the way. I think, look, Saka is good on is good at one-on-ones. Martinelli is also good at one-on-ones. But there's not going to be room to run into, right? Because the moment Saka gets into this area, you'll have Braithwaite waiting for him right here at the edge of the penalty area. Iwobi will be closing him off as well as Demarai Gray, right? Or if Demarai Gray doesn't do that, then you'll have you'll have Keane, Michael Keane, just coming into this area so that if he beats Iwobi and beats Braithwaite, then he's gonna be meeting Michael Keane. So it's gonna be a difficult contest for him to it's gonna be a very, very difficult contest for him to run at defenders and do whatever he does, because I think the issue and the focus is to stop him. They want to stop him. So what we should do as Arsenal here, lads, for me, is and I want to show you right this. So what I think we should do is when we play the ball into Saka, right? We can have Edin Ketia come into this area to provide support. Odegaard is always there on this flank to provide support, and Mohamed Elneny, right? So that definitely will attract many of their players. Dominic Calvert-Lewin for me will stay up, but that will attract many of their players to this area. That is when you need to switch the ball to Gabriel Martinelli, because here you'll have space to run into, right? So that is where you can easily switch the ball from Saka to Odegaard to Xhaka, and then Xhaka can be playing that ball. Obviously, we expect Nuno Tavares to be coming in and making this run in behind, so you'll be keeping their right back a little bit high. So Martinelli has the ability to run at one defender and beat him, and then lay that ball. Right? By that time, Eddie should be in the penalty area and Saka. That is one way. Try to congest one wing, one flank, and play that outward ball, play that ball on the other flank where there is less concentration. Because because our wingers are very fast, and they also have that ability to take on players and beat them. I think a tired Everton players will not cope up, right? But the other thing, I think we should also be playing this game at a very, very high intensity. I don't know if Mikel is thinking about that, but we should be playing this game at a very, very high intensity. We cannot play at a low pace. Because if you play at a low pace, we will be playing into their hands. We'll be playing into their hands. That is what they want. When you sit in such a structure, in such a defensive structure where everyone is set out to defend the football, literally, what you're praying for is that the opponent team that has possession is just swinging the ball from side to side, right? When the ball comes to this side, you'll see that Everton come to that side as well. When the ball goes to the other side, you see that Everton go to that side as well. When the ball is concentrated here in the middle, you have many players in there. And when you do it at a very, very slow pace, it is easy for them to shift their structure without causing damages in the structure. The good thing with playing at a very high pace is that it gives you the ability to break down their structure. It gives you the ability to one, to cause mistakes in the way they're structured, and also for them to lose concentration. We have to play at a very, very high tempo, So, but again, playing a back five as they play back five, it means that many channels are going to be blocked. We are going to really have to pass the ball around. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. So I think this is going to be the area of action. This is going to be the area of action today. Arsenal, I expect many Arsenal players. Edin Ketia will be, around there. Then you have Odegaard around here, trying to support Bukayo Saka. You'll have Martinelli, around there. And then Nuno Tavares probably just slightly behind him or ahead of him. Xhaka and Elneny obviously providing the support. in there, and then you'll have our center backs coming to the center line, and of course, Cedric always supporting Saka. So I think that is what we could say if Arsenal end up if Arsenal end up governing the ball. The danger with this, the good thing with this is that you can put a lot of pressure on them, and you can cause their system to crack down. The disadvantage with this, the problem with this, is that there is always a possibility that when you lose the ball, for example, you see here, you can see already the space that Demarai Gray is having. So if that ball, for example, by Pickford is picked up by Pickford, and right, let me get this. So if that ball is played by Pickford into this area here, Demarai Gray is gonna pick it up, and that's a problem. And of course, by that time, you'll have Gabriel will be dropping back, and Rob Holding will be dropping back. Calvert-Lewin is also dropping back, so that creates a 2 against 2. If Demarai Gray just plays this ball just here for Dominic Calvert-Lewin to mate it, it's a huge problem. It's a huge problem. But look, I don't want to scare you. I think it's a game Arsenal can ultimately go out and win. Okay, it's a game Arsenal can go out and win, but it's not going to be that very easy. So the lineups again. The Arsenal lineup again. I don't need the Everton lineup again. Cedric, Rob Holding, Gabriel, Tavares, Elneny, Xhaka, Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli, Nketiah. Come on, the lads. Let's go out there and win the last game of the campaign. We can't fail to do that, right? We can't fail to do that. Now, let me see if I've got... yes, here we are. I've got it. Finally. I've got the graphic. I love the graphic. Yeah, we've already seen the lineup, so it has not changed. Don't worry. But I always love the graphic. I just love the graphic. So that is the lineup. That is the lineup. That is the graphic for the lineup. Ramsdale, Cedric, and whoever. You can see here. Oh my God, this is crazy. You can see right here that Timo Pukki is already trending. Right? Timo Pukki is already trending. And you know why? Premier League is trending, Hurricane is trending, and Timo Pukki, actually it's called Timo, not Timo. Timo Pukki is already trending. So it could be the last game for a couple of players. You can see the jersey. Look, I just hate this collar, man. I just hate this collar. I just get, this design on the collar is shit. It's absolutely shit. Right? It's absolutely shit. But that is I love the kit. I love Arsenal. I love the kit and I'll buy it. There's no question there. So I need to get some of your reactions as we try to talk our way to the game. What do you expect? Do you think Arsenal will win the game? Do you think this is a game that Arsenal could just find their way of winning? Not okay with Rob Holding, Christopher. Then it says, Cossy says, Ronaldo not starting for Manchester United. It doesn't concern us, honestly. It doesn't concern us today. Even if Ronaldo doesn't start, we are not even bothered today. Arsenal 3-1. Bex, get in your prediction, lads. Get in your predictions. Says a miracle. Smile. That is Arno. Glenn is asking if we'll have a miracle. I don't know, man. I don't know. We could have a miracle. You never know. We could have a miracle. Because I prefer Ben because Rob Holding is a rapist in the pitch of play. He doesn't have the patience of a defender. Okay. Because it doesn't matter anymore. It's done and dusted already. That's Morena. Big up to you, Morena, in the chat. Then it says Arsenal is gonna win 2-1. The lineup is okay according to Arno. Emmanuel says, good evening to you, Cossy. Good evening to you, Emmanuel. An Arsenal fan must, but what I'm seeing here is just Spurs will just smash Norwich. Honestly, that's a possibility. I think Arsenal should win the game easily. Okay. The corner says 2-1 Arsenal. Hi, Cossy. Ahmed from Celerion. Hamed from Celerion. Uh, Greetings. Christopher says Arsenal can qualify for Champions League. Conte says, Ask Cossy, good afternoon. To be honest with you, Arsenal has given all the 6 points which which should have made us to qualify. So it's sleep for Arsenal to qualify. Okay. I understand where you people are coming from, really. We will end up in Europa. No miracle at all, and you're not okay with Rob Holding. All right. All right. Understood. Point driven home. Point driven home. So with the Spurs game now, lads, we can now. I think we've digested the game and how we expect it to to roll out. We have digested the games, so I'm gonna take you back to my demonstration screen, and we look at Spurs. Okay, what have Spurs gone for here in terms of you can see the graphics here. So in terms of their lineup, as already confirmed, yeah, Loris, Emerson Royal, Sanchez, Dyer, Davis, Ryan Sessegnon, Rodrigo Bentancur, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, Dejan Kulusevski, Son, and Harry Kane. No, so we don't expect anything like this and that is injured. Nothing. Glenn has already tweeted the Norwich team. So if you're wondering how Norwich will line up or will set out, that is how they will set out. This is how they'll be setting out. Krul in goal. They're playing a 4-2-3-1 formation as well. I mean, a couple of clubs use the 4-2-3-1 formation. I can't lie. So that is Norwich. That is Norwich City. All right. Not much really going on social media. I'm looking at. I just want. All right. So you can see the new jersey there, lads. You can see the new jersey. That is the new Arsenal jersey. That is the new Arsenal jersey, and we expect Gabriel Martinelli to be in shirt number 11 as well. Okay, so we are the new Arsenal jersey will be the one that the players are going to be playing in. Nothing much really. I think big day. I don't see the excitement online. I think many people are not excited. They are actually scared. Right? They are actually scared. So look at that graphic there. Look at that graphic from Pro Football. Arsenal to the Europa League and Spurs to the Champions League. Can we swap places? I mean, if we can just get that, if we can just get the job done today, it could be different roads. And this would be the biggest, I think that would be the biggest. I think if we go to the Champions League, honestly, that would be the biggest moment of the season. No lies. If we go to the UEFA Champions League, that would be the biggest moment of the season. That would be the moment of the season, unless otherwise. But that would be the moment of the season, right? Okay, and of course, a couple of players will be playing their last game for us now. I think Laka will be playing his last game. I think Nketiah will be playing his last game. And Lenny could be playing his last game, and a couple of other players. And for me, I've seen many people trying to sympathize with Lucas Torreira, with El Neni. But for me, it's time to move on. Yeah, it's time to move on. It's time to go. It's time to move on. We cannot be holding on to the past all the time, right? We cannot be holding on to the past all the time. Saka stats, that is confirmed. Fabrizio is saying that Aston Villa are closing in on Boubacar Kamara from Olympic Marseille as a free signing. Okay, that is according to Fabrizio Romano. Interesting guy, interesting lad. here. Man like Fabrizio. Of course, the big story there, lads. I don't know. You know why I like the other, why I would love to have a second channel, and why I'm trying to build a second channel is to for us to react to these stories like this, like Mbappe signing for that ridiculous amount, man. Is something that I don't know. And you know, Ten Hag will be will be attending the Manchester United game as well, as per Fabrizio Romano. So this is the story I wanted. This is the story I wanted. Here we are. This is the story I wanted, and thank God I got it. Lucas Torreira will return to Arsenal as 15 million option won't be triggered. Agent Bentaku confirms. It was also agreed. It was almost agreed on salary too. Then Fiorentina asked for a discount, and they cannot accept it. Also, Arsenal have turned down the proposal from Fiorentina. Okay, so look, I've seen a tweet. I've been reacting to someone's tweet on Twitter, and basically for them, they were saying that he should be coming back. That Arsenal should actually get, Arsenal should get, somewhere where he plays. And for me, doesn't make any sense, really. Doesn't make any real sense. Okay, lads, why not? Why not? This is the fixture list. This is the fixture list. Make sure you hit the like button for me if you're live. This is the fixture list for the day, and we are gonna run through it as we wait for the games to start. Okay, so make sure you just hit the like button and let me know. No miracle will happen. We are ready for Europa League, says Gerard. We will be in the Europa League. Okay, no problem whatsoever. No problem. Absolutely no problem. So I want us to run through the Premier League games. This is the graphic, and I hope you can see it. I don't know if I can make it any bigger than this. At times Twitter is funny. When you make something bigger, that's there. That's it. When you make something bigger on Twitter, it becomes small. Interesting. Okay, so that is the graphic. Arsenal take on Everton. I don't know what your predictions are, but let me know in the comment section as we go through game by game and what it means. Arsenal, Everton have already qualified to stay. Not qualified to stay, but they have stayed in the Premier League, so they have nothing to play for. Arsenal want to qualify for the UEFA Champions League if they win and Norwich win. So in that I'm going to go according to what I've seen. According to what I've seen, how Everton have set up, my prediction is going to be 1 Arsenal, 0 Everton. Right? 1 Arsenal, 0 Everton. I think they may not score because they have nothing to play for. And of course, we know they concede. There's no question about that. Frank Lampard's side concedes. So 1 Arsenal, 0 Everton, done. Right? I think there will be some kind of drama in that game. Probably late drama, like Arsenal scoring in the 80 minutes. Yeah. So top 4, rest deciding the top 4. Arsenal to win that one 1-0 with with some kind of drama where Arsenal do not score until the 80 minutes. Brentford Leeds. Brentford could potentially relegate Leeds United. Now, if you look at the table, I'm going to show you a little bit here before we run. If you look at the table here, where are you? Where are you, my table? So if you look at the table here, lads, Leeds United have 35 points and Burnley also have 35 points. However, Burnley have a better goal difference. Okay. So that means that Burnley want Leeds to either draw, right, or lose. And the job that Burnley have to do is to win or draw, depending on the result coming out of the Leeds game. If Leeds totally 100% lose the game, then Burnley stay and Leeds go down. All right. So let's go back to our graphic here. So Brentford score a lot of goals. Actually, one of those sides that I think have been very, very entertaining this season. We've seen, I think, a 3-3, a 4-3 again. They lost 4-3 to Liverpool. They score some goals. They really score some goals. They beat Arsenal 2-0 at the beginning of the season, things like that. So they have the capacity and capability to score. So Brentford, I'm going to say 2 Brentford, 2 Leeds. I think Leeds, because they are in a relegation battle, they're going to surprise Brentford with a lot of energy. And I look, that is why I wanted Norwich at least to be in the relegation battle. Because if they are in the relegation battle, they play they play Spurs with a lot of fight. But because they are not in the relegation battle, they literally have nothing to play for. Maybe winning the last game in front of their fans as they go down, that could cause sins, right? But we'll get there. So Brentford for me 2, Leeds 2. Leeds will get a point against Brentford. It will be a high scoring game. Brighton, West Ham. Another important game because Brighton are already out of the top 4 race. Sorry, out of European competition, I think. But West Ham are not. Let's come back here. Brighton are 10th, so they have nothing to play for. But West Ham are 2 points behind Manchester United. That means that if United draw their game today and they'll go to 59 points, and West Ham win, West Ham will also go to 59 points. But look at the goal difference. West Ham have a goal difference 11 and United have 1. That means that West Ham, right? That means that West Ham can potentially go to the Europa League and United in the Conference League. So it's another game that means a lot. Of course, West Ham already back in the Europa League. In Europe, they'll be playing the Conference League if they finish 7th. They'll be playing the Conference League. All right. So they need to beat Brighton. Brighton for me are not a very, very easy side. I don't know. I've given them too much respect probably, but they deserve it. Throughout this season, Bruno Lage's men have been chaotic. They beat Arsenal, and we thought they had taken away the top 4, but then they gave us the top 4 race back by beating Spurs as well. Okay, so the fact that they played against Arsenal and they beat us without conceding, did they concede? Yeah, I think they conceded 1. And they went to Spurs and limited Spurs from scoring and beat them 1-0, Leandro Trossard. This is an interesting one. Brighton, West Ham is an interesting one. But I'm going to go Brighton 1, West Ham 2. West Ham need the game. And under David Moyes, one thing we've seen with them is that they can produce quality at times. They can be very dangerous. When they need the quality, they provide it, right? So Brighton 1, West Ham 2. Burnley play Newcastle. Wow, interesting. Remember, Chris Wood came from Burnley, so Burnley gave Chris Wood a player to survive relegation, and now Burnley need Newcastle to survive relegation. Interesting. It cannot be scripted better than this. It will never be scripted better than this. Chris Wood goes to Newcastle. Newcastle survive relegation from Burnley. And now Burnley, interesting. And now Burnley need Newcastle to survive relegation. So Burnley, Newcastle, I'm sorry. Many people think Burnley will get a result in this game. I'm sorry. At home, Burnley 1, Newcastle 2 with some late drama. Burnley 1, Newcastle 2 with some late drama. Burnley will lose this game. And ultimately, they will get relegated. That is what I've said before the stream. before the games start. Burnley to go down. Okay, so Burnley will lose 1-2. The other game here, Chelsea, Watford. Come on, this is easy. Yeah, this is easy. Chelsea should be able to win this one without any. I mean, it's a game that has nothing to mean. It has nothing to mean. If Watford can get a point, good for them. They've had a lot of quality, and the fact that they've just failed to, the fact that they've just failed to find anything is atrocious, absolutely atrocious, right? So Chelsea probably 3-1. Chelsea have not been up to standard, by the way, in their recent games. So I would say 3-1. I said 3-1, 2-1. But either way, Chelsea to win that one. Crystal Palace United. Get these guys into, please and please, get these guys into the Conference League. That is what I would love. Get them. I don't care if they go there and win it. Get them in the Conference League. So Crystal Palace United. United need to play this game. United players need to play this game as a game that is going to decide their careers. Eric Ten Hag will be watching. I think that is going to be the decider. That will be the decider, right? It's a difficult one because Crystal Palace under Patrick Vieira this season, they've been absolutely phenomenal. They've just given us that quality that the quality that we would ask for, the quality that Premier League fans would ask for. So I would say Crystal Palace 1, Man United 1. I'll back them not to lose, and I'll say 1-1. Yeah, I'll say 1-1. I don't think they will beat United. United players will play with a lot of vigor. And they have rested a lot. So 1-1. Leicester City Southampton. One game that for me really doesn't matter even if it doesn't happen. So I'll go. I think Leicester can win this one. So potentially Leicester City 3, Southampton 1. I'll go with a Leicester win. Liverpool Wolves, Man City Aston Villa, and Norwich Spurs. Give me your predictions, lads. Give me your predictions on these ones. Where do you think it's going to end? Right? Where do you think it's going to end? Do you think probably, right? Do you think probably we could see a twist in the top 4 and Arsenal go up? Or could it be a twist in on the high up the table? Because we have 4 twists on the table that we are looking out for today. We are looking at Liverpool, City. We are looking at West Ham, Man United, Spurs, Arsenal, and Burnley, Leeds. So 4. So let me know your predictions on those 3 games as we run through them. I'll be more than glad. Good luck to Arsenal. Hi, Cossy. Good evening from Roma, Italy. You are doing great. Thank you so much. Eke says, I have a weird feeling that Arsenal will qualify for UCL. Right. Gerard says, no miracle will happen. We are ready for Europa. Guys, come on. At least if we cannot make it, let us try to fake it, right? Let us try to fake it. Okay.
Hi, man.
Hi, bro.
How are you? I've been hearing your predictions. Interesting predictions.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you think we could have something like a turnaround?
No, we are too desperate. I think we already lost our chance. I'd love that to happen. I mean, can you imagine after 2 hours we're celebrating Champions League football? That would be amazing. That would literally change the whole mood of my weekend, the entire weekend.
Definitely.
But I really can't see it, man. I really can't see it. The Son is going for the golden boot. Salah's been benched. He is motivated to get those 2 goals, so I can see them winning it. It's probably going to be tight for the first 30 minutes. When they usually show the table after like 30 minutes, we could even go to fourth for like a couple of moments. But apart from that, I can't see it though.
Yeah, man. Look, it's one of those. It's one of those. Games where you just want to bring the excitement. It doesn't come, but you want to bring it up.
Yeah.
And regardless, you just feel come what may, because I think we have nothing to lose now. We have nothing
Yeah.
to lose. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Norwich have nothing to lose as well. So if they can go out there and just create, probably havoc, probably anything, it would be fine with me. It will I will definitely be okay if they can just go and do their thing. I mean, try to win it, even if they lose by 5-0, but just go and try to win it. But the two big games, Liverpool Wolves and Aston Villa City. Do you think we could see any shockers?
No. When it comes to the last day, Manchester
Yeah.
City don't play around. 2012, obviously, they almost lost to QPR, but they scored those 2 late goals. 2014, they won it on the final day as well against West Ham. And 2017, I think they won it on the 2017 or 2018, they won it on the last day against Brighton. They know how to get the job done on the final day. Plus, if you check Aston Villa's goalkeeper, there's no Martinez. I think they're playing their second or third choice goalkeeper, which is great for someone like Mahrez or De Bruyne. They'll be enjoying themselves. And no Ings. I think Watkins is playing up front. I think they're playing like with the midfield 5 or something. Obviously, Aston Villa is not an easy team, but I can see City scoring 3.
I can see City scoring 4.
4?
Yeah.
That's easy.
Villa have not been great this season, honestly. They've not been great. It's either they've not performed to expectation or they've not been great. It's one of the two.
Yeah. I mean, they did well after Gerrard came. At the beginning of the season, terrible. But after Gerrard came, they did well for a couple of, let's say, months. But let's remember, that's not even Gerrard's team. Maybe next year we'll start seeing his team when he gets new players. Buendia recently started playing well. I don't think he's been a great signing. We were linked with him last summer, like the last 2 summers, but I don't think Buendia has hit the ground running for Aston Villa at all. Coutinho as well came in first 2 months, great last 2 months, very quiet. Watkins not consistent enough for me. So you never know, though. You never know. If obviously no one wants Liverpool to win the quadruple. So I just want City to win it.
Yeah, actually, if there is a team that has a hard game on deadline day, and it means a lot, it's Liverpool, because Liverpool are playing Wolves, and I don't think Wolves are going to be easy to spread apart.
The last time Liverpool and City played against, were competing for the title on the last day, I think 2019, Liverpool were actually playing against Wolves at home that day as well. I think they won 1-0 or something. So I can see it being similar. Wolves have been very good this season, but the last 2 months or something, all of a sudden they started conceding a lot of goals. So let's say goals. I think they'll win as well. I'm going for both teams to win by 3 goals. We could even see if by halftime Klopp hears that already scored 3 goals at the other place, he'll probably even sub off the likes of Diaz just to wait for the Champions League.
Yeah. Look, it's a deadline day that means a lot, and on one side it means a lot. On the other side of the paper, it means nothing. Spurs win, City win, Burnley draw or win, and United win, and the table stays the way it is.
Yeah, I don't think United will win though. I think that is actually that's the toughest, like the top 6, top 7 battle, because United they have the likes of Hannibal playing, the likes of Elanga, very young players, and Crystal Palace as well. They've rested a couple of players. West Ham have gone very strong. Brighton, we know Brighton can play a very good game, but they can also play a very poor game. I have a feeling West Ham could win it, and then it will be up to United. Then, can you really see United winning? I can see them drawing.
Yeah, I can see that. I've predicted them to draw. I predicted them to draw.
And that is just because I saw the lineup. I had gone for Crystal Palace to score 3. That's because I saw the lineup.
Can I tell you the truth? I don't see Arsenal winning this game.
The Everton one?
I
can see us winning tight game though.
Look, I said it could have some drama, like we win it probably in the 90s.
Yeah. The thing that is going to happen is going to happen the way we don't want it to happen. Tottenham are going to drop points. They're going to draw. and then we're going to win, and then we're going to miss out on goal difference, and then it's going to be very painful. That's what is going to happen. You're going to miss out on goal difference, and then you'll be like, just look, if we had drawn just one of those games against Newcastle and Brighton, we'd have been getting Champions League. It's not going to be straightforward. It's not going to be as straightforward positive, and it's not going to be a straightforward negative. It's not going to be like, I know what, we lost and Tottenham won anyway, they are 6 points ahead of us, good. No, it's going to be the one of the painful ones where Norwich end up drawing with them, and then we win by 6-0, and then we're like, why didn't we do this in the last game? That's how it's going to be.
Yeah. All right, lads. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Always make sure you join us. We always have the live match reactions coming up. My take on the game will be coming up. Glenn's take on the game will be coming up. Let's wish Arsenal win. 5 minutes to the start. I'm going to be watching it. I'm going to be watching it under a lot of pressure.